In the small town's palace, a woman who was covered in mud suddenly crawled out. The woman's whole body was naked, and her face was shrunk in front of the tombstone. Xiaohe, who was passing by in a car, happened to see this scene, which made him even more afraid. In the distance, someone kept climbing out of the tomb. Xiaohe quickly took out his cell phone and recorded the scary scene. At this moment, a woman's scream suddenly came from behind. Xiaohe turned his head and found that a woman had just crawled out of the tomb next to him. The woman's leg seemed to have been scratched by something. Xiaohe got scared and ran away as soon as he got up. Soon, the police received a call from Xiaohe. The police officer Lai Feng was the first to arrive at the cemetery. He took a flashlight and first found a woman with a broken leg. Lai Feng hurriedly took off her coat and put it on the woman. He asked what happened to her, but the woman couldn't say a word of fear. Lai Feng hurriedly called his colleagues to support him. It was at this time that he found that there were naked people all over the place. After his colleagues arrived, he first sent a piece of clothing to each of them. He asked what happened to them, but they all looked very nervous. I don't know why they showed up here. Even a young man can't speak English. 5 people came to the car one after another, and Lai Feng and Jingmei had no choice but to take them to the infirmary for a test. But at this moment, there was a long-haired American man watching all this. It's obvious that this guy doesn't believe Lai Feng and Jingmei. He decided to act alone. So he picked up an old coat and walked out of the graveyard. So what happened, mate? Was it some kind of dare? Or some kind of satanic ritual? Watching the long-haired man's every move, the other group arrived at the infirmary. Jean Mei first performed a simple check on the group, discover various aspects of their bodies. The indicators are all normal. Lai Feng also helped find some. Give them clean clothes to change into. Lai Feng asked a young man why they were doing this. To appear naked in the cemetery. What exactly happened? Is this a truth or dare game? Or some kind of evil ritual? Or just go for a walk? The guy hesitated for a while and said that he was in a farm before, but he didn't know why he suddenly appeared. At the end of the wood, the woman next to him looked carefully with her ring, suddenly remembered that her name should be Kite. But when Lan Feng saw Kite, he was shocked. For a moment he couldn't believe his face, and went up to touch Kite's face. He never thought that his wife, who had died for 2 years, would suddenly appear here. But Kite felt inexplicable. She lived well. How could her husband have this expression? The beauty of the woman next to him can also prove that he has tested Kite's blood pressure. Kite is really not a dead person. Lan Feng hurriedly took out the photo of his wife. In front of the house, she told Kite that she had died 2 years ago. Kite took a picture of herself, looking at herself in the past, and soon remembered the scene when her husband took this picture for her. Then she pulled up her sleeves and revealed the birthmark on her arm. At this time, Lai Feng realized that the woman in front of him was really his wife. But no matter what, he didn't dare to believe it. The deceased wife actually appeared in front of him again 2 years later. The long-haired man on the other side was walking blindly on the street where no one was around, as if he didn't know where he was going. And that little black man was riding a bicycle all the way behind him, who knew that the next second. What do you want? Nothing. What's that? My phone. I was filming you. You were what? I saw you coming out of the ground. What are you talking about? Talk straight. No, I saw you. There were a bunch of you coming out of coffins. Coffins? Long-haired man didn't believe what Xiaohe said at all. This made Xiaohe a little suspicious of his own eyes. Did he have an illusion? Long-haired man asked Xiaohe to take him to a place called the Queen's Tavern to drink, but Xiaohe said that the old bar should be closed. Xiaohe didn't want to go, and I and the long-haired man decided to take Kite to the bottom of the tomb. She wanted to prove that she was not lying. Soon, the two of them came to the side of Kite's tombstone. As expected, the tombstone says 1981 to 2013. There is also a hole next to it. At this time, Kite also remembered the scene when she climbed out of the tomb. The scene when climbing out of the cemetery. All of this made Kite unacceptable. For a moment, she didn't know how to explain it. so she ran out. Just when Lei Feng was going to chase her, a policeman came from afar. The colleague asked, "What happened to the cemetery? Why did several tombs seem to have been dug up?" Lei Feng didn't know how to explain it either. He just responded quickly and went to chase Kite. Long-haired man and Xiaohe finally found the Queen's bar. But the bar was closed early in the middle of the night. Under the bewilderment of long-haired man, the two of them opened the window and climbed in, drinking beer in the bar. Long-haired man didn't know why he appeared on the top of the tomb. Suddenly, a knife on the wine cabinet caught long-haired man's attention. He took it up and looked at it. "It's my knife, really? On my mother's grave." The doctor again did a full body examination for Kate and found that her body indicators were normal. How could she have been dead for 2 years? What's more strange is that the other people who crawled out of the cemetery said something that was unbelievable. One of them, a woman named Anna, said that she was born in 1931. In fact, she is over 90 years old now. There is also a boy who does not sound like a local and says that his name is Kala. He came to work here from Sicily, Italy, but was soon locked up in a concentration camp. She also has a brother named Alessandra. Hearing this, everyone is a little confused. Where does the current society come from? At this time, a person came to mind. She used to have a patient named Alessandra, who was also from Sicily Island, Italy. It is possible that that person is Kara's brother, but that person is now in his 90s. He currently lives in a small town nearby. In order to figure out all this, Rai Feng was in a hurry to take Kara to see that Alessandra. He just wanted to make sure if that person was Kara's brother. It wasn't long before they drove out. They came to a bridge. Kara's eyes suddenly began to shed red tears. Rai Feng immediately stopped the car. "I wanted to ask, what happened to his body?" As soon as he got off the car, he ran to the middle of the bridge. Suddenly he remembered the scene when he was shot to death. The scene when he was shot, knelt on the bridge and called out his brother's name. Then he fell back painfully. The wind behind him was a little scared. He stared at Kala's body and gradually disappeared. In just a few seconds, a man who was just jumping around turned into a pile of dust. Lai Feng hurried back to the car to find a bag and put all the dust on the bridge in it. Then he drove back quickly. After seeing that his wife and other people were safe, Lai Feng was relieved. Then he called Jingmei out and told Jingmei everything that had happened. Jingmei was stunned. As a doctor, he couldn't explain this supernatural phenomenon. The long-haired man on the other side and Xiaohe came out of the bar. Xiaohe suddenly saw a bronze statue on the street. What surprised Xiaohe was that the statue looked exactly like the long-haired man. There is also his character introduction above. According to the description above, this person's name is Gerard. He was born in 1812 and died in 18... He was the first mayor of this city. The long-haired man behind him has seen it all. Has he been dead for more than 100 years? The first mayor of this city.
That's me! I'm the fucking mayor!
The next morning, Rai Feng went to the cemetery with Jingmei again. They found 6 excavated graves in the cemetery, but there were only 5 people who picked them up. Is there a missing fish? What makes Jingmei feel confused is that there is also a grave without a tombstone that has been excavated. Jingmei also found a strange metal in the mud, but when Rai Feng walked over, Jingmei purposely hid what she found in her pocket and suddenly received a phone call from the walkie-talkie saying that a naked person was walking around in the school. It turned out that before they reached their destination, a man also crawled out of the tomb without a tombstone. At this time, the man just barged into the nearby school without a care. Anbao thought he was a psycho, so he called the police and waited for Feng to arrive at the school. That person happened to be hiding in the bathroom. This person was extremely angry and injured Rai Feng as soon as he came out. Rai Feng also took a lot of effort to successfully subdue the man. Later, the man was also brought to the rehabilitation center by Rai Feng. After returning, the man became very honest. Rai Feng compared the information he copied from the tombstone with them and found that one of them, Charles, died at the earliest. It has been more than 100 years since then, and he was only 21 years old when he died. This surprised everyone present. They don't know why they died and came back to life. When the group appeared here, Rai Feng told them about the situation where Kara was split into dust on the bridge last night, but they still feel that all this is like a dream. I can't believe this is true. When they were discussing, the girl who was injured in the leg suddenly began to be seriously ill and needed to go to a regular hospital for treatment. Lai Feng hurried to the car and wanted to send the girl to the hospital for treatment. There was also a guy named Charles, who was over 100 years old. It's exactly the same as last night. When they were about to get to the bridge, the two people sitting in the back suddenly began to shed red tears. The closer they got to the bridge, the worse the situation was. Lai Feng concentrated and immediately started to get in the car. As expected, when they were away from the bridge, they were back to normal. What's the meaning of this bridge? As long as the person who climbed out of the tomb is close to the bridge, will turn into dust. Look at me. We're okay. She only fought with her husband fiercely on the road. But I didn't expect that red tears began to flow as soon as she walked a few steps. This was supposed to be broken. Immediately dragged Kate back to the safe zone. It turns out that the woman has been dead for 2 years. Just a few days ago, she suddenly crawled out of the grave, and there are 5 people who crawled out with her this day. Kate took another Anna, who crawled out of the grave and secretly ran back to her home. I didn't expect to see something that made her desperate. When I went back, there was a wedding photo of her husband on the table, and the bride was her best friend. No wonder, since she came back to life, Lai Feng has been unwilling to take her home. It turned out that after she died, Lai Feng and his best friend got married again. Just when Kate was sad, a woman with a big belly suddenly returned home. The two of them could only run away in panic. Kate didn't dare to believe it no matter what. She died 2 years later, and her husband married someone else. Desperately, Kate left Anna alone and found Lai Feng. Then there was the beginning of the video. You were dead. I thought you were dead. You said I died 2 years ago. How long did you wait till you hooked up with her? Just fucking tell me. We've been married for 6 months. This is the 3rd time something like this has happened. Before this, Lai Feng was planning to send a girl who had come back to life to the hospital for treatment. But when he was passing by this bridge, the 2 people in the back had similar symptoms. Red tears began to appear from both eyes. Lai Feng thought there must be something wrong with that bridge. As long as the people who crawled out of the tomb passed by that bridge, they would disintegrate into dust. Once they got away from that bridge, they all recovered as before. Lai Feng and Jean Mei decided to report this to the police chief. But Jean Mei was against it. She thought that if the police chief knew about this, he would definitely dismiss them immediately. At that time, they would really be in a lot of trouble. But Lai Feng didn't dare to waste any more time. In case of death, he really couldn't take responsibility. However, when Lai Feng found the police chief didn't believe that such a strange thing happened at all. He thought Lai Feng had an illusion. At the same time, Jean Mei took advantage of Lai Feng's visit to the police station and secretly took a few people to escape from the rehabilitation center. Unexpectedly, there was an accident on the way home after work that night. The car suddenly lost control for no reason and flew directly into the ditch by the bridge. The police chief died on the spot, but soon after, the police chief regained consciousness like a miracle. After returning, the police chief seemed to have changed into a person. At this time, Jean Mei on the other side is looking for a way out of the town with a few survivors. At first, Jean Mei thought there was something wrong with that bridge, so they changed another exit. As a result, the survivors still couldn't get out of the town. The boy who tried first soon showed the previous symptoms. It seems that this road will not work. Then Jean Mei took them to another exit, but the result is still the same. After a few steps, the survivor has a problem again. In this way, Jean Mei took them to try almost all the entrances to the town, but in the end there was nothing. Could they only be trapped in this town? At the same time, the police chief found Anna alone and asked Anna to take him to find the other survivors. But Anna had to visit her husband first, who knew that the next second the police chief twisted his neck. This is Anna's second death. After a search, the police chief finally found Jean Mei. He asked him to hand over all the survivors, but Jean Mei refused to cooperate with the police chief. The police chief searched for some experimental equipment in Jean Mei's house. It turns out that Jean Mei belongs to a pharmaceutical company that specializes in resuscitation. In the end, the police chief forced Jean Mei to successfully find the rest of the survivors. He was going to send everyone out of the town and turn them into dust. Fortunately, Lai Feng was able to catch up with him in time. Looking at the people begging not to walk over that bridge, he didn't want his ex-wife to die again. So he decisively pulled the trigger towards the police chief. On the sheriff. A few unidentified people hurried back from the middle of the bridge at this time. Jean Mei told Lai Feng that the chief of police was actually a survivor, and he had died in the car accident. That night after going back, Rai Feng received a call from a colleague. According to the investigation of Jin Mei's file, they found that Jin Mei had died 4 years ago, which means that Jin Mei was also a survivor at the same time. Jin Mei has already packed his luggage and secretly left the town. It seems that there is a huge secret behind all this. That's the movie ending. Like and subscribe for more.